This is Memories of Fear. Everything is real.
So I was bored, like I usually am. And during that time, my friend Felipe was still living in town. So he was still living in LA. He had not moved away yet. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, nothing, I'm bored. And so usually we try to figure out, like, oh, let's hang out, let's watch a movie or something. But this particular time we decided to go for a drive. And usually that's when, I like to go on these things to get things off my chest, or if something's bugging me, I'm stressed out about something. It's kind of just like a relaxing therapeutic session. So we went to Turnbull Canyon in Whittier.
Her and I share a common passion for ghost stories and ghost movies. So we had the bright idea to go to Turnbull Canyon and watch The Conjuring. That's what sparked the idea to go to Turnbull Canyon. So we're like, let's just go. Then I had a 2003 Mustang, which had a DVD player in the dash of the console.
At the time, Felipe still had his yellow Mustang. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to come over and we're going to go to Turnbull Canyon and I want to show you my new radio that I got. Like, it plays videos and we can watch movies and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
By the time we made up our mind, it was about 11:30 at night. We ended up going to Turnbull Canyon, and to get there, you have to go up this windy road uphill until you reach like halfway point where it's just a flat area, and then you can actually overlook the city of Hacienda Heights, so you see all the city lights and all that. What I did is I actually parked my car with my back of my car facing the city lights and everything, so what I see in my rearview mirror is just a bushy area, and to the left of that is just some residential areas.
Turnbull Canyon it's famous for being haunted or whatever. So that was another reason why we decided to go up there. It's like, oh, let's go watch a scary movie in a haunted mountain. So yeah, so again, we were just chilling and talking, and then like all of a sudden, like I kind of like at the corner of my eye, because remember I'm in the passenger seat. So like the car lights were off and everything. So in front of me, I don't really see much other than like darkness and like bushes, and way, way far away you can kind of see the city lights. Again, I'm in the passenger seat and I'm kind of like sort of like turned in a way where I'm kind of facing the driver's side, because obviously we were watching a movie like at an angle, so that's why I was kind of angled that way. Kind of like at the corner of my eye, like looking out the window of the car, the front window, like I saw like a shadow, and I was like, what the hell was that? I was like, I thought I saw a shadow. I mean, it could just be a deer, or well, there's a bunch of cars sometimes that go up that mountain, so I'm like, it could just be headlight reflections. I don't know. I didn't really think anything of it, to be quite honest. But then I saw it again. But Felipe noticed that I kind of kept on flinching and kind of like being aware of my surroundings a little, because I kept on kind of seeing it, but this time like I'm seeing it behind Felipe.
As we started to watch the movie, I started to see things on my left side of the mirror, driver's side mirror. What I saw was just like some misty type of white apparition looking thing. Now, me being the skeptic, I was didn't think anything of it. It's just something that my eyes can be playing me with. So I brushed it off, just not thought nothing of it, and until the next time I actually saw something on the right side. On the right side, I saw the same kind of apparition where it kind of looked like it was just an animal who just popped out in and out of frame really quickly. So it just same white misty thing came in and out of the right side mirror. So again, I brushed it off as something, an animal, fly, maybe a bug that just went by the mirror and kind of just illuminated itself a little bit by the little street light that was there, and again just brushed it off. I looked at my left mirror, and actually Natalia was looking at her right, and we kind of both looked at each other after we saw something, thinking, did you see that? And we kind of like affirmed with each other that we did, because we both looked at each other at the same time, thinking the same thing. I told her, like, what did you see? I'm not going to tell you what you saw, but if you say the same thing, then I'll just affirm that. So she's like, yeah, I saw a white misty thing just going across the side mirror. It was like, I saw the same thing.
This is getting kind of weird and like scary, because shadow, okay, you see a shadow one time, no big deal. But if it's kind of being a little bit more active and like on its own and kind of disembodied, like it kind of gets a little eerie and creepy.
I saw something on my left mirror go to my rear mirror and on to the right. So like kind of like a full view. So as I saw on the left to the middle to the right, I looked and I kind of looked behind me and nothing there. Just that same white misty apparition that keeps on coming in and out of frame, really. So at that point, Natalia actually saw it too, and she's like, okay, I'm getting kind of scared. So I was like, okay, well, let's just stay here for a little bit longer, see what happens, see if there's anything else. If not, we'll just leave.
And and you got all these couples in parked cars or whatever. So but it's like kind of adjacent to like a neighborhood area. So there's cops that always kind of patrol the area, because you get neighbors that complain about kids doing stupid crap up there and whatever. So if I remember correctly, the cop kind of just came up on us.
We're getting ready to leave, and a cop pulls up. He comes to my driver's side window, tells us like, hey, you're not supposed to park here. And he flashes his light to a sign. He's like, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a bunch of fog right there, which the fog wasn't there when we were seeing these apparitions or anything. That fog pretty much appeared right there and then. So he shines a light. He's like, look, you're not supposed to be parking here. I was like, yeah, sorry, my car got hot and we just pulled over for a little bit for it to cool down. Right when I was explaining that, he turns around. Right behind him is just like a big mountain area. It's just a brush, really, and dirt, as if you're just looking at a hill. So he turns around, flashes his light there, and he sees nothing. But as he was like turning around, it's kind of like someone tapped him. He tapped with some type of like defense, as if someone would tap you on your shoulder. You turn around, like not knowing who it is. You're kind of stiff, That's how he was. He's like, okay. He kind of brushed off himself too. He's like, whatever. So he continues saying like, yeah, you can't park here. You guys gotta go. And then again, this time he turns to his right, looking at the bushy area, and he just shined his light right there, pausing. He's like, not even saying a word to us. He's just pausing, shining his light right there, and he just very like spooked would be the word. He was spooked.
We told them that we were actually just like about to leave because of that. And then he was like, oh yeah, like that's like a thing that happens out here. People report seeing all kinds of stuff. Can you imagine what the cops see? they're like there all the damn time. Like I can imagine that they probably seen some crazier crap than we did. That's why we brought it up. That's why we brought it up that we were seeing shadows or whatever, because he kind of did that whole like, oh, talking to you, talking down to you, and then all of a sudden he kind of like looked back and like flashed his flashlight to the rear of him, like as if he heard something, but he didn't really say that he heard anything. And then I think it was Felipe that brought it up, that he was like, yeah, like we feel like there's somebody like walking around us or whatever the hell, because we keep seeing like shadows or whatever.
So he kind of looks at me again. He kind of like had a bug-eyed, wide-eyed look on me. Is like, yeah, I looked at him at the same way. Like, yeah, we experienced that this whole time, just nodding to him that, yeah, that's what's happening. So he's like, all right, you guys, well, get going. I was leaving slowly, and as I was leaving, I see him in my rearview mirror just shining his light all over the place, because, honestly, you'd be seeing things from your left and right eye. Like, it's like it happened all at once, like one right after the other, actually. So he shined his lights, and he's shining to the left, to the right, behind him, and everything. So we're like, yeah, that's what we saw too. What he's looking for is what we saw.
We want to try and figure out what's up with the paranormal and question everything, but I think a part of us is kind of like, nah. Because to be honest, we never went back. And I don't think I've been back since, actually. All kinds of rumors and all kinds of stories surrounding Turnbull Canyon. There's, devil worshipping rituals, sacrifices, people get killed out there, like that, run over, hit by cars, you name it. If there's a story for almost everything in Turnbull Canyon. Whether any of it is true or not, I can't really say. These are just kind of like, the urban legends and the stories that you hear during high school and stuff. But I know I'm not the only person that's probably experienced things like that up there. It's just, like I said, it's a hot zone for that kind of stuff.
It's a place where it's rumored that where people died, where people were actually buried there, where mafia buried their people that they killed and stuff. So there's a lot of rumors and a lot of folklore that go into this place. So the ambiance there is a very spooky, haunted, very like graveyard-like feel. Like there's a lot of people buried there. So the whole reason people go there at night is to get scared.
If you keep driving and you keep going into the canyon, you get to points where all you have is road.
Something like that never happened to me. I never experienced anything like that. Actually happened to me. People would say it's a ghost. However, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe that there's like a type of purgatory or something or a spirit that stays or can't pass on. I believe it's you're either here on Earth or you're off of Earth. There's no like in between, or there's no stuck soul. It's just a demon, demonic, something evil that probably just didn't want us there. Although it doesn't have those malicious vibes or even malicious actions, it wasn't there to say hi,
See you in the next memory.